Walk with me.
If you're like mentally unstable, you're sick, you have addiction.
Oh. We just walked through our school cafeteria. Now tell me, did you see we have 3 different trash can colors? A gray bin, a green bin, and a blue bin. But did you see any difference in what people were putting in the cans? I didn't, and I personally think that's where our problem starts. Hi, I'm Violet Tom, and I'm going to talk to you about plastic waste. Now, what is plastic waste? Plastic waste is any plastic that is used and discarded. Now, unlike metal, plastic does not rust or corrode, and it does not biodegrade. It photodegrades, which means it breaks down into small pieces called microplastics. Did you know schools in California use about 562,442 tons of waste per year? Half of that waste is comprised of paper waste, cardboard, and uneaten cafeteria food. Most of the waste generated in California education systems is recyclable. Another source suggests that schools in the United States waste 14,500 tons every year, and each student individually that buys lunch weighs 67 pounds every school year. And this brings me to one of our first reasons why we have so much plastic waste on our campus. Let's look at our lunch options. This is my friend Elena's lunch. She has a sandwich that comes in a plastic container, and her fruits and vegetables come in plastic bags. My lunch today has a plastic applesauce container and a plastic bag. That's a lot of plastic. For our second reason, let's go back to the bins. Our school, like Arlington Public School, only recycles about 15% of our plastic waste because we rely heavily on trash disposals to sort our plastic. Now, if we sorted our trash, that would do some good, right? Well, the issue is that's not the only problem. The problem is less than 10% of plastic gets recycled globally, and the amount of plastic waste that gets put in the environment continues to soar. The idea that plastic can be recycled is really a fraud, and it's just a way for plastic companies to continue selling plastic. Now, let's think about our students. Our students seem to have a little trouble throwing away their trash.
Okay, number one, what percentage of trash makes it into the trash cans or receptacles? I would say probably 15 to 20% of trash doesn't make it into the trash cans after lunch, which considering 2,900 students, that's a lot of trash, by the way. And then the second question was if we had separate receptacles, which we've looked into from a district-wide standpoint, would students use it? Some would because they're really good about it. Many wouldn't. And the problem with that is if it gets mixed, it has to be sorted, and I don't know who does that.
Right.
And so then it's not effective. You have to use it right. So I would like to think that we would, but we can't get 15 to 20% of our students to throw their garbage away at all. So would we get them to use the right receptacle? I don't know.
Now, students are the third reason why we have so much plastic waste. How can we expect students to sort their plastic if they can't even throw away their trash? Now, what can we do? Well, our first solution is a no-brainer. Let's throw away our trash to show the California Department of Education it's worth investing in different color trash bins. Alameda School District started recycling and composting, and within 6 months, they saw an increase from 30% to 64% in their recycling and composting. And 3 years later, they were diverting 68% of their food and plastic waste from landfills. Another solution to reducing plastic waste is reducing our use of single-use plastics, such as plastic bags and plastic utensils, and bringing objects from home, like spoons that are metal or Tupperware. A school in New York started a new tradition where they have a plastic-free lunch day. This means that they don't use any single-use plastics and they bring their own Tupperware. In this day, they eliminated the use of 558 plastic waste items. That's a lot! This plastic waste problem doesn't only exist in our cafeterias, it also happens in our backpacks. Take a look. We tend to use a lot of plastic folders, plastic pencils, and plastic pens. Americans toss 1.6 billion plastic pens annually. These plastic pens end up in landfill and as litter. They can also end up in our waterways, becoming microplastics, polluting our water, and then harming our ocean life. Now, a way to combat this is next time you need to buy a new pencil, instead just buy the lead or the eraser. You don't need the whole pencil. You can also reuse your folders for next year if they're not too beat up. Now you know what you can do to help stop the plastic waste crisis. Let's take action!